everybody. How are we doing today? I don't know about you, but I feel like I needed a little bit of a break, Not a break from the World Cup. Obviously, I've got the Egypt game going on here versus Australia. We'll see how that goes. Not necessarily a break from you all, right, from doing the channel, but a break from transfer rumors, transfer talk, all of that business. Nice. It's nice to get a break from that. Obviously, it's been pretty like emotional. People are getting pretty heated. People are getting pretty frustrated. I get it, but we're gonna take a little break from that. We're gonna kind of release the valve, ease the pressure off a little bit, and decompress for a hot second. Have a little fun. Hence, it's Scouting Report special time, you guys, because the foundation for talent identification and developing young unknown players into household names starts with scouting. So let's forget about Ineos for a second. Let's forget about Spurs for a second, and City and anger and rumors and all that for just a second. We'll take a look at a handful of rising stars, hidden gems, and future ballers, you guys. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. This is Unitedverse, everybody. I'm your host, Sean. I will be back with you in a hot second. What is going? How's everybody's day going right now? I know it's still pretty hot for me. I don't know what it's like for you, but it is still so very hot. Supposed to get some thunderstorms this evening, but it is still in the upper 90s. It is not great, and not like the cool kind of upper 90 or top bins as you guys might call it over the ocean, over across the pond. Upper 90s is in like 90 some odd degrees. Not great, but it is here. We're still working. We're still doing our thing. We're still fighting the good fight. So why don't we just go ahead and get started right away? Let's make sure if Danny B's in the house, he's probably got a lot to say, but we're going to kick off with a young Brazilian winger who almost isn't a winger. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Alan at Palmeiras. You can see, obviously, New Look Scouting Report as well. So Alan plays for Palmeiras, right winger, left-footed, you guys, 22 years old, 5'9", just an excellent little baller. I mean, we're used to seeing, the left-footed right wingers, the right-footed left wingers. It's kind of the thing now in modern football. It just is what it is. But you can see as Brazilian, he's got flair, really good on the ball, puts in a shift off the ball, as we're going to talk about as well. He's very press resistant as well. Again, another thing about being good on the ball. Shooting's good, work rate, stamina, all excellent. So Alan, he grew up playing with kids older than him, playing with kids that were bigger, faster, stronger, and this is what really developed his press resistance and his close control in these 1v1s situations. He's got that low center of gravity, being 5'9", and that's really going to help as well. It helps you ride the challenges, it helps you change direction, it helps you maintain balance. Think of Lionel Messi, for instance. The shorter players have a lower center of gravity, and it makes them a little more balanced. Hence, naturally, that's why women are naturally better than dancers than men, because they naturally have a lower center of gravity. Just a little science fact for you guys today. But at Palmeiras, like I said, Alan operates on the right wing, kind of, but sort of like Matheus Cunha on the left side. He actually is very comfortable in the half spaces, in the channels, maybe driving into the middle of the park from wide areas where he can take on defenders and let off a shot with that left foot from distance. He combines the typical Brazilian flair with dribbling, with take-ons, prefers to combine a little bit of one-touch interplay in that final third rather than simply just put a cross in the box. Obviously, left-footed right winger. But he's loved by his head coach, not because of all that, but because he pitches in off the ball as well. His high presses, loads of recoveries, tracks runners to help out his fullback as well. He puts in a shift, very similar to what we used to see from Anthony as well, if you guys remember. At Palmeiras Academy, all graduates are actually required to be able to play at least 3 positions, which means that Alan has been used as a number 10, maybe as a deeper role as well in midfield, but also in that wide role again. So again, cool little tidbit about Palmeiras there for you guys. You can see spends a lot of time over on that right wing, and then gets a lot of touches in towards the center of the park. Like I said, 4 goals, 2 assists in 15 starts already. 6 goals, 4 assists in all comps. It's already better than his tally from last season. So he had 3 goals, 6 assists last season. So he's really doing really well. Like to see his numbers really good. We got really good dribble rate. He wins a lot of duels as well, so don't sleep on that. And like I said, puts in a shift off the ball. A lot of tackles, a lot of interceptions, but a little bit above average for recoveries and defensive contributions for a right winger as well, which is excellent for an attacker. It's what I really like to see. It just adds a little unique string to your bow if you can add a little off the ball work as well. I think it's really necessary in the modern game. He's best, I think, in a high-pressing, possession-based system that wants its wide players to be active in the build-up as well as the finishing and the attack in the final phase of play as well, rather than just outlets. Like a lot of what Palmeiras do really stems from their wide players as well. Now, Allen won the 2025 Bola de Plata, a.k.a. the Silver Ball, Breakthrough Player Award, the same award that's been won by Estevao and Endrick as well. So again, a little bit of stardust going on there. I do think he needs to hit the gym a little bit if he wants to make the step up to a tougher league. Again, 5'9" is fine, but you got to be able to put a little bit of muscle on. You got to be able to throw your weight around a little bit in tougher leagues. And I'd like to see how he does against tougher opposition as well, outside of the Club World Cup, which is a joke of a competition. Loads of clubs have already been linked. Zenit, I know you know Zenit love a Brazilian winger. Napoli reportedly put in a 30 million euro bid that was rejected by Palmeiras. Newcastle, I've read, were maybe considering putting in an offer. Liverpool were linked, but they've also just signed Munoz, so we'll see what that goes. Fulham reportedly sent scouts on multiple occasions as well, so don't sleep on him making a move. He does reportedly have a 100 million release clause, but I've read that Palmeiras could be open to a fee around half that. So again, release clauses, they are what they are. Let's get involved in the chat, you guys, and you guys can let me know how you guys are doing here. Niche fan in the house, welcome, says like, appreciate that, you guys. Yes, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new as well. Mike's in the house, big up, Mike, howdy. Is that are you embracing the American World Cup here with the howdy, or are you literally from Texas or something? Sanchit in the house, big up, Sanchit. Sanchi, very active in the United vs. Everybody WhatsApp group. We do have a WhatsApp group for Starting 11 and Legends members. I'm pretty sure Sanchi is a Legends member, but big up Sanchi. Yeah, very active in there. Niche Faz has, I don't know you. Niche Fan's going on about transfers. This is not a transfer show. This is a scouting report show, man. So big up. Hope you guys are doing well. But yes. Let me know how you feel about Allen if you're familiar with him. If you've never heard of him, I want to know your thoughts as we keep going on, you guys. So let's go ahead and move on to the next player on my list and swiftly be joining. This next player is swiftly jumping up to the top of my list. I call him the Danish Casemiro, and his name is Justin Jansen. Plays for FC Nordsjælland over in the Danish Superliga. He's a center midfielder / number 6. He's right-footed, just 19 years old, but he is already just an absolute boss in midfield for Nordsjælland. The way he anticipates, the way he positions, his movement is excellent. He's physical, he's aggressive, he's got an excellent mentality and work rate. He's technical on the ball, really strong mentality as well. And he's also got a bit of a passing range and a bit of press resistance on him. He's got a little bit of techers in these tight spots too. Jansen is as homegrown as it gets. Born in the same town as Nordsjælland's training ground and joined their feeder club when he was 8 years old. And then he officially joined Nordsjælland just a couple years later after that as well. And he cruised through the academy levels until he was invited to train with the first team in 2024 when he was just 17, 18, I believe. Did I mention the kid is just 19 years old? Made the bench in August of that year as well, and he got his full debut just a week later for Nordsjælland. This past season was really his breakout season, nearly 1,700 minutes in the league, 28 appearances, again, smaller league. Technically, again, confident. Positionally, he's really excellent, disciplined as well. He's comfortable in a role as a ball winner, which I think he's very good at. He's also comfortable carrying the ball, and he's also comfortable passing it, distribution. He's got an aggressive edge, though, too, I really liked. So he does get a couple cards. It is what it is. But Nordsjælland's technical director, Alexander Riget, has described Jansen as having a very high technical level and a good understanding of where to position himself on the pitch. And this is where he positions himself on the pitch. He just makes that middle of the park that's his home. And he just patrols that right-hand side. He'll occasionally drift over to the left-hand side to get involved. But he is a shield. He is a distributor. He is a disruptor. I really like this kid a lot. 4 goals, 3 assists in all competitions. 2 times team of the week. He consistently creates the most chances in the matches. He's 5th for accurate long balls per 90, just outside the top 10 for tackles and interceptions per 90 as well. Like I said, a bit of an edge to him. 6 yellows and a red this year. So again, he's very combative. He'll definitely want to clean that up as he gets older as well. And you can see if you like, the guy is just a boss midfielder. Pitches in with goals, gets a lot of touches on the ball. Defensive off the ball work is amazing. Chance creation is off the charts as well. He's going to fit naturally in a possession-oriented, high-press system that is going to ask its central midfielder to recycle the ball quickly, through short combinations, finding those little pockets of space with teammates in advanced position. Maintaining shape as well is very, very important too, but also pressing aggressively off the ball, especially in the defensive phase of attack. He does all these very, very well. He does have an eye for a vertical pass, but I wouldn't call him like a playmaker from deep. He's not like an Adam Wharton or something. He's more like a Casemiro, or even like a Lissandro Martinez when it comes to the ball distribution. He's comfortable putting his foot on the ball. He's comfortable kind of walking it out, and he's comfortable at the last second just playing a threaded ball to find someone. Again, like we've seen from Casemiro, like we've seen from Licha. He'd still need someone more creative next to him, a more ball progressing midfielder next to him, maybe like a Kobe Mainu, for instance. He's contracted to 2030. He signed another extension. He signed a lot of them. Nordjylland really do not want to let this kid go. But he is right now, I think I'd call this the development phase. Again, just 19, first big season, first team football. I think another season at this club would do him well. He has stated himself that he really values that Nordjylland give youth a chance. I mean, he's almost tailor-made for United in that regard. I would say go get him, loan him back to Nordjylland for the year, and then we can bring him in. Similar to what City have done with Nippon. Maybe go get him and Urenchi, and then just a twofer. Maybe Nordjylland will be over for a twofer. What are you guys saying in the chat, you guys? Ian's in the house. Big up, Ian. Sorry out the gram. Oh, you're all, man. It's all good, man. Don't worry about it. Catch it up later. The scouting report. You know the drill by now. Rick and Mank, welcome back. Is there a way we can send your scouting report to Ineos? I mean, I keep trying, man. If I lived in the UK, I'd be pushing harder, but I live in the US, so it is impossible to get a job in the UK unless I want to go through a ton of red tape. But yes, I tag United in a lot of my scouting reports. I tag United in a lot of my posts too, because I think that they could do well. But I think Christopher Vivell's got it pretty much on lock. I trust Christopher Vivell to get it done. But yeah, Justin Janssen, like I said, the Danish Casemiro, I really like this kid a lot. Keep an eye on him for sure, along with his teammate Caleb Urenchi as well. Prince Jr., the left winger, plays at Nordjylland as well. Nordjylland, if you guys aren't watching the Danish Superliga, you're missing out, because there are tons of hidden gems in that league. And I just named 3 from the same club. Imagine if you start branching out into other ones. So keep Janssen in mind, you guys. Add him to the list. We're keep cruising, you guys. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Get involved in the chat as we go along. And remember, Starting 11 and Legends members, you do get to contribute to scouting reports by making suggestions as well. If you can find a player that's a good player that I haven't already featured, the challenge is up to you. But don't put it in the live chat. I will not see it in the live chat. Put it in the comment after the fact. Remember, after the videos, I always put timestamps for each player as well, so you guys can jump right to them too. But we are cruising, you guys. Let's stay a little closer to home for a lot of us. Now, if Rob Taft's in the house, this one's a little shout out to him, not because he suggested him, but because this kid is Welsh. We're talking, of course, about young Welsh center back Dylan Lawler, who plays for Cardiff City. He has been at Cardiff since he was 7 years old. He has captained the under-16s, the under-19s. He actually made his senior debut at 19 in an FA Cup match. But he is a young, right-footed center back, 20 years old, 6'2", good height and everything. I really like this kid. Good positioning, really good on the ball, really composed. He's a leader as well, which we'll talk about. Like I said, captain the under-16s, under-19s. He is a modern center back in that he is a ball-playing center back. He's good at carrying out the ball from the back. He's good at, again, resisting the press, beating the press, similar to Licha. Excellent passing range. He is, like I say down there, an all-out ball-playing center back. And he's a key component for Cardiff as well. Now, signed his first professional contract a year ago, immediately extended it to 2028 when it was clear that there was something to him. He is, again, a ball-playing center back. His primary selling point, again, is his comfort, composure in possession. He's an anchor. He's the first line of attack when it comes to initiating from the back. Comfortable and capable of playing through the opposition press from the back. He's good at finding teammates under pressure and initiating the attack from deep as well. Very similar to Lisandro Martinez. Reads the game well, positions himself very intelligently rather than simply just dominating the game through size and speed. He is tall and he's not slow, but again, he's not just a big, tall, slow center back. He is a big guy. I think that he's best in a system that relies on defenders to initiate from the back and operate as playmakers from deep. You can see he gets very involved at building up from the back, very involved high line as well. If I had to guess right now, I would say he could definitely go to like Brighton and replace like Van Hecke or something like that kind of profile. I think the way that Brighton play, the way that Brighton use their center backs to basically be the playmakers from deep, I think he would slot right in there without any sort of problems whatsoever. 2 goals, 2 assists, 2 times team of the week for Lawler as well. I'm going to bring up his numbers here. Hold up for you guys. Let me go ahead and find it. There we go. Let's take a look at some numbers here. So remember, center back. So we're looking at goals, really good goals, 2 goals, 2 assists, like I said, as well. Successful passes. Look at that freaking passing range and long balls. Now, again, passing range, when you're looking at center backs, can be misleading because oftentimes the center backs are playing to whom? Their center back partners, goalkeepers, or fullbacks, 5-10 yard passes. But when you combine that with the long balls as well, and you can see that his accurate long balls are well above average. You're looking at 95th percentile. Like then you start to see, yep, ball playing center back. And he's creating a lot of chances with those as well. And you can see here, successful dribbles. The guy is carrying the ball as well. He's doing excellent job at carrying that ball out from the back. Now again, ball playing modern center back. He's not getting super involved when it comes to the physical side of defending, and less. I'd rather have a center back have more interceptions than more tackles, if that makes sense. Tackles, as Maldini said, you've already made a mistake if you have to make a tackle. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm saying interceptions, a high interception numbers, and this guy's got, what was that, 60 some odd percentile, almost 60 percentile, still decently above average. Again, means he can read the game. But you can see the possession won in the final third, the recoveries as well, goals conceded while on the pitch, everything. Very good for a young center back. Really just kind of starting out in the top level. I'd like to see him work on that back foot defending, though, if we're being honest with each other. I'd like to see him kind of start to improve the physical side, because he is going to have to do that as well as defending in the box. Now, he was called up to the Welsh national team, the senior team this year. He was man of the match against Kazakhstan in a World Cup qualifier as well. He was also included in the Guardian's prestigious Next Generation list in 2025 again. So again, very good young up-and-coming center back. Bayern were actually linked to him in January, if you guys have any idea of what's going on there. West Ham heavily linked. It sounds like they could be offloading to Debo over Mavropanos following their relegation, so Lawler would represent a cheap addition that I think would do well on the West Ham side. Loads of Premier League clubs, loads of Championship clubs linked as well. Contracted to 2028, so again, just 2 years left. So Cardiff will need to tie him down, or they're going to have to risk maybe. If they can hold on to him for another year, then they might risk losing him in a little while. I'm seeing 20 million as the price. Now, Cardiff's president has publicly stated they don't want to sell anybody this summer. They are back in the Championship. But money talks. And at 20 years old, he is far from the finished article, but I do think that a good step up to maybe, again, like a West Ham or something could be good for him, rather than the initial move to like a Bayern. If he goes to Bayern, he probably will not start right away. He is just 20 years old. So you'd rather see him play. But let me know what you guys think about this kid. Ricky Mack says, why don't we ever buy these players rather than the expensive, overrated ones? I mean, you can't. I mean, it's a lose-lose, I think, when it comes to some of these players. If we sign a player like Dylan Lawler, I think that loads of the fan base would freak out. And I'm not saying the club is going to care that much, nor should they, but it's just the way it is. I think you need a healthy mix of the guys like, the Dorgus and the Senelamans, and then, the guys like Acuna and Mbeumo. And I think we will see that this summer. But, go look at last night's video if you guys haven't. Ian and I had a good chat with all you guys about just transfer business and midfielders and the crazy fees and whatnot. Go check that out if you guys haven't yet done so. But, Dylan Lawler, Rob Taffy, if you're in the house, let me know how I did on him. Let's move on, because we got another center back that I want to talk to you guys about. So we're going to go from a ball-playing center back to a straight-up defender's defender. And I'm talking about a Russian defender, Viktor Melyakin. I like this guy. He is made his Russian Premier League debut at just 17 years old, and his first start less than a week later. But he is a young right-footed center back, plays for FC Rostov in the Russian Premier League, 22 years old, but he is your Vidic to Lawler's Rio, if that makes sense. If you put these two, if you put Lawler and Melican together, I think you'd have one of the best center back partnerships I've seen from in terms of that age group. He's intense. He wins a lot of aerial duels. Defensively, his work rate, he's a threat in the box, good on the ball. Like, he doesn't look like he ever panics as well. He's a very, very good defender. This rapid rise to first-team football and his swift, easy acclimation to first-team football is what compelled FC Rostov to tie him down to a new contract right away. But he is straight up physical, aggressive, dominant. His value is built entirely around just defensive interventions, right? Rather than the ball playing or the progressive. His aerial duels sits in an elite 93rd percentile amongst center backs. Defensive actions in the 82nd percentile. Even creates a little bit of chances in the 85th percentile as well. The last figure being surprisingly high for a defensively oriented center back. Perhaps a reflection of the late runs that he gets in the box. Like, he does a lot of box power. Kind of like what we used to see from like McTominay now and then. But I think several of his career goals have come from those set pieces and those late arrivals. So again, he's got an eye for movement in that box. Third most accurate long balls per 90. He's tied 11th most interceptions per 90 as well. Let's look at some other numbers here. Let's go check out FootMob for Melican while we got you guys here. Let's bring this up here. So again, coming down here, you can see goals for a center back, very, very, very good. Headed shots, shots on target, good. We're looking at the long balls again. He's not a ball playing center back, which I don't really care about that much, but again, he can contribute on the ball, as you can see there. Looking out here again, winning the duels well above average, aerial duels well above average, touches in the opposition box well above average as well. He's going to win you a couple penalties, but then we scroll down, defensive contributions, tackles, interceptions, all well above average. Possession, one in the final third, well above average as well. The guy is just a physical monster of a defender, and I'm here for it, to be honest with you. 4 times Team of the Week as well in the Russian Premier League. He can be a bit too aggressive at times. He's got a couple red cards this season, which is fine. I don't really care. You can see the guy just destroys and owns the whole right side of the center of the pitch here. Again, like I said, next to a ball-playing center back, I think Melican would be such a complimentary defender. Again, Vidic to someone else's Rio. It's going to be best used in teams that employ a mid to low block, where his role is primarily reactive, back foot, last ditch defending kind of thing, winning the headers, intercepting the crosses, cleaning up the second balls, rather than the high pressing systems or a high line system or possession dominant system that tries to build out from the back. I think that he's a little limited in that regard, which isn't a bad thing. But again, why I always say pay attention to who the coach is or what the system is when it comes to transfers, and not just the player themselves, because you put the wrong player in the wrong system, they're not going to work out very well. His contract is up in a year, but here's the issue, and I know some of you are like, ooh, let's get him. Like, here's the issue. There's an issue because the Russian league in its entirety has been banned from UEFA and FIFA competitions, and it is incredibly complicated for any of these players to move to a club in a major league, just the way it is. Near impossible, in fact. Like, the red tape, the hoops, the headache itself is just almost impossible to even start the process. Even as a free agent, it would be difficult to navigate all that red tape. The easiest route for him, the easiest next step is going to be a team like MLS, somewhere in China or somewhere in Saudi. These are all non-UEFA leagues that he would have very easily kind of transition to in terms of paperwork wise. And it's really too bad that that's the state of things, because I do think he is a very promising old school throwback center back that I think any team would love to have in its back line. I think that he just does the dirty work, so you don't have to worry. I mean, I would love to be a keeper and have this guy playing in front of me. He would do such a good. I would never worry about it. It's kind of like when we had Wan-Bissaka. I never worried about any left winger from the opposition coming down our right-hand side, because Wan-Bissaka just handled it. I think he's still walking around with Raheem Sterling in his pocket. So I get that vibe a little from Victor Melican, but you guys let me know what you think about him. Old school. It is a bit, like I said, a bit of a frustration that because he's Russian, he can't really do anything in terms of moving to a UEFA side, but maybe that'll change at some point. But, you know, don't bank on it, is guess what I'm getting at. So let's wind down to the last player, you guys. If you stuck out with me this far and you really dig in these scouting reports, please hit that like button, subscribe. It does help the channel. We are on the road to 4K. I do appreciate everybody getting involved. Don't forget, check the memberships. You can get involved in these as well. As you can see, we got a new look scouting report. Everything's just been completely updated, given a bit of a facelift, and I think I like it. So hit the like button if you like the new look scouting reports. So we haven't done a keeper in a while. It's been a minute. I think the last one I've fully scouted was Senna Lamans, like last April or something, last March, April or something, who we ended up signing. So big up there. But we're going to talk a little bit about Toby Layson. Made his debut for OH Leuven when he was just 20 years old. Again, 24-year-old keeper. Good height. Belgian, plays with OH Leuven in the Belgian Premier, Super League. So it's been a minute since we've done a keeper, like I said. He spent 22-23 with Genks reserves, impressed enough, and that's where Leuven picked him up as well. 23-24 season was his first season, and he boasted a 76% save rate, and the club kept 7 clean sheets that season as well. 6-time man of the match, 1-time team of the week. He was 5th in the league last season for saves per 90. He had a 70% save percentage, which was good enough for 9th in the league last season as well. 10th in the league for goals prevented. And actually, I look back at the season prior's number, 24-25. In 24-25 season, he was actually tied with Senna Lamans in that league for goals prevented. So again, good company there. And he had a 68% high claims last year. So he's got a bit of old school physical kind of box commanding keeper. But he's also got really good reflexes, and he's got really good shot stopping and composure as well. He is primarily a shot stopper. But again, he dominates that aerial, comes off his line. Good reactions from close range. Good set piece positioning as well. Good at making low saves. And he's really good, honestly, I think it's an underrated quality in keepers. Really good at making recovery after the initial save. I mean, how many times have we seen someone like Andre Onono make an initial save and it palms back into the box, or it bounces out and you can't get up and get to it? Like, being able to get down low and then being able to get back up and it's something we haven't seen since David De Gea was at the club. If you guys remember that game against Arsenal, like, he was an absolute stellar shot stopper that game. And Layson is actually very patient in 1v1s as well. He doesn't rush. He doesn't rush to make the first move and throw himself out. He's very patient and controlled, which I like. He simply just does his job and rarely looks flustered. Like I said, very similar to Senna Lamans, so maybe there's something in the water over in the Belgian league. But again, just doing his thing. He can come off his line. Got a good save percentage, high claims above average as well. Like it a lot. Barely makes any errors. You can see 0.00 or not for you guys overseas. And he's got to be a shot stopper first. Unfortunately, he is in a Leuven team who they aren't exactly airtight at the back. He faces a lot of dangerous shots as a result, and that will hurt the save percentage. You could be a very good keeper, but if your whole team's not set up, or maybe just not the quality's not there to prevent the ball from getting to you, I mean, eventually law of averages says you're going to concede some goals. But the cool thing about Toby Layson is that he's left-footed. It's very uncommon for goalkeepers to be left-footed, and it's something that the opposition is not likely to anticipate when it comes to distribution or anything. And so it's a cool little factor that could be an advantage in some situations. I know his contract is up in a year. There has been interest from some Italian clubs as well, so we'll see what happens. But he's 24, which is really no age for a keeper, so that's why he is in here as well. Very good, really good young keeper. Rick Amang, thanks you. I appreciate that. I know not everyone is super into scouting reports, but I am a bit of a scouting nerd, so it just is what it is. But I appreciate that. I'm glad that you guys are jumping in and getting involved. Again, if you play like Footy Manager or even FC26, some of these players are in there. Not all of them are in FC26 because I do scout from leagues that aren't in there, like Liga MX or Brazilian leagues sometimes. So, but I do have fun doing it. I've got, certifications and talent identifications from the PFSA and the FA as well. So like I said, bit of a nerd as well. I used to do a blog a long time ago before I did the channel, and so that was way back when I was scouting guys like Sangari at Forest when he was still at Eindhoven, or like Hayden Hackney and all these guys a long time ago. But I do enjoy it. If you guys enjoy it, hit that like button, subscribe. If you want to get involved, again, check the memberships. It's the best way to get involved in these. You guys do get to have a say. Just leave your suggestions if you are a member in the comments, and I will go ahead and check through that as well. Keep a lookout too. After the video is done, I'll go ahead and put timestamps for all the players. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on them. I got a couple of center backs, a right winger playing in Brazil as well. The Danish Casemiro, as I call him, and Justin Janssen, and then Tova Leisen, a keeper. We haven't scouted a keeper in a while, but all very good as well. If you like the scouting boards, go check out some of them. I do these every couple weeks. I do a handful of these young players. I know how do I keep finding them? I don't keep doing anything. The players themselves just keep performing. So, but keep an eye out, you guys. I'll have another one for you in a couple weeks. I told you I would get you guys out of here in time to go watch the next game. But thank you guys for stopping by, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take it easy.